Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's been long overdue that I continue the review of V, the television series. It's been a while, but I've been caught up with doing some other stuff. I don't know what happened to me last weekend. I didn't do too much. I did go to watch a movie and in the theaters, so things actually got in the way. And as you may already know, just got a new laptop yesterday. I uploaded the video of my unboxing of the HP. So I had copied all the files and applications that I needed, lots and lots of documents, work related and non-work related, and tons of photos that I shoot on my I was going to say Star Trek, on my smartphone, and then copied it onto my laptop. And I also have a backup on an external hard drive. So I'd taken all these files, and there are quite a lot of them. I had actually copied them onto a new external drive that I just got recently. And then, when the time came, after I got my laptop, it did the initial setup and installed both Firefox as well as Google Chrome. And then I started installing and copying all the stuff that I want from the external drive onto my laptop. I've done most of it, so I think I've completed everything. So just a few more installations done, and I'll be doing that slowly over the course of the next few days. But the main ones, the browsers, then a few things like Winamp, because I still listen to music on my laptop using Winamp, and VLC Player, a couple of other things like that. I'm old school. I don't really use a lot of applications, but the ones that I do are the ones that I like, and I use them quite frequently. So coming back to this television series, so like I mentioned in the previous video, Breakout, the third episode, is actually not wasn't shown in the original TV run, I believe, and that's why you have this odd sequence, because the very next episode we see Kyle Bates getting introduced to the residents all over again. He meets Robin for the first time. We meet Kyle Bates for the first time. Anyhow, so Kyle Bates, the son of Nathan Bates, rescues Robin, who's on the road. She's trying to get back to Los Angeles and meet up. She doesn't know what's happened, so she's trying to find her dad and Elizabeth, who she still thinks is a 10-year-old girl. So she's trying to escape from the visitors, and Kyle rescues her. He brings her back to his house, and he tells her to stay put. Kyle Bates and his dad have a very tempestuous relation. They're a strange kind of, and so he meets the. There is a courier who was shot down by the soldiers, and the guy, as he's dying, hands over his some documents about some visitor plans that he had intercepted, and he hands it over to Kyle. So Kyle goes and meets up with the rest of the residents, and they don't trust him, especially Ham Tyler. And when they get to know that he's Nathan Bates' son, they don't really trust him. But he convinces them that he's not. I'm sorry, that's my laptop. YouTube has just got a start. One of the channels that I follow has got a live video. Anyhow, so he meets them there, and so they start trying to use him to get to some stuff, get some weapons and things like that. Meanwhile, Mike Donovan is in search of his son, and he sees his son in the old house. And the next thing you know, he's jumped by visitors. So his son Sean is actually brainwashed by Diana and the visitors, and he is now completely working for them. However, when Mike comes to, he's been drugged, and he's under a lot of, he's heavily sedated. When he comes to, he doesn't really know what's coming or going, and he is dazed and confused. So they come up with this ruse, Diana, and they have a lot of gadgets that you only see once and never ever see it again. She has this necklace which, when she wears, Mike thinks, I think it's the effect of the drugs as well as the power of the necklace. He's seeing Julie and the entire room, which is in the visitor embassy in just outside of Los Angeles, that Diana has taken over, and he thinks he's in a nice big house, and he's talking to Julie, but it's actually Diana wearing that necklace, and he sees his son, and they tell him that he's got a bad concussion, and this happens quite often because he was in an accident, and he loses track of things that happened within the last year, and that it's been a year since they won the war with the lizards, and the visitors have been chased away, and human, everything has gone back to normal. So he's surprised, but at the same time he's happy to be with his son and with Julie. However, later down the line, he realizes there's something wrong when he opens up the newspaper that Sean brings him, and in that there's a article of Elizabeth the Star Child, and it's her as a 10-year-old, and the visitors don't know that she's actually now a grown woman. So he realizes something is up, and then he tricks the Julie character, but this time it's actually Lydia come to kill him, and he manages to get the better of her. He knocks out the chain, and he breaks down the glass and stuff, and the illusion is shattered, so he escapes from there. And that particular episode is called The Deception. That's number 4. So Kyle is now working with the Resistance, and then we move on to the next episode, episode 5, which is The Sanction. And this introduces one of the really badass character. His name is Klaus. He's supposed to be German, I guess, the German visitor. So Klaus is he's both a kind of like a mercenary kind of type, as well as an instructor for the youth academy folks, boys in the soldiers, in the visitors, mainly I think humans. And Sean is at that. Sean is actually one of his best students, and Mike tries to get him away from Klaus and Diana. However, the boy is completely brainwashed, so he resists Mike. Although Mike does take him away from the embassy, they go to the old cabin, and Sean doesn't really like the things that Mike likes. Mike and him used to like when he was a kid. So it's very difficult for him to, try to bond back again with his son. Mike is struggling. Klaus catches back to him again. He tries to attack Mike, and Mike gets the upper hand for him for a while. He escapes. Sean escapes from there and runs into Ham Tyler. Ham puts him in the car, but unfortunately for Ham, the kid knocks him out. And it takes a lot to actually knock out Ham, by the way. So Sean is pretty good in martial arts at this time. They meet up back. Mike and Ham meet back at the embassy, and it seems to be very easy for our resistance heroes to actually sneak into the embassy because there's a lot of guards and they're useless. So Mike can just get in anytime he wants to and escape anytime he wants to. Like I said, the soldiers are absolutely useless. So he has a final confrontation with Klaus. Klaus has got this. That's one of the things that I thought was absolutely awesome when I was a kid growing up. The fact that Klaus has a fake hand. So he removes the hand and puts in an electric whip into it, and he hits at his targets, and there's a blast of electricity. And he tries to attack Mike, but smart guy, our hero, he moves up an electric fuse box or something, and he opens it, and this guy gets completely shocked to death. And Mike escapes because Sean decides to stay back with Diana, and her influence over him is great. Wonderful, the fact that this story could have actually continued, but you never see Sean again. Absolutely funny writing, I would say. This is one of the many mistakes the series has made. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love this series, but it's more nostalgically lovable, and it does grow on you. It's actually got a lot of positive things, but yeah. Now, the writing, they could have done a lot of things much better. I guess the budget was very low as well by this time. Stupidest reason that networks ever come with. Anyhow, we move on to one of my favorite episodes, which is Visitor's Choice. And Julie and Mike join a small group just a couple of people who are in the city of. I'm trying to find out what that is. It's a city in California. I forgot the name. Via Del Mar or something like that. And what happens is there is a convention over there in the visitors headquarters in Villa Del Mar. Sorry, I think that's how you pronounce it. And they have come up.
I'm not sure.
Sorry, that's my. I don't know why she popped up all of a sudden. That's my Alexa. So I don't have the word Alexa as the wake up word. It's actually computer. Go to sleep. Okay. So anyhow, in Visitor's Choice, Diana has come up with this new processing unit that can easily process humans for food. So the demonstration is she has a live man scrubbed clean, removed all the hair from the body and just his underwear, and he's standing in that device, and you don't actually see what's happening, but you see his screams. Sorry, you hear his screams from off camera. It processes him completely as food. And they run into these two guys. They're looking for a girl who's part of the resistance, but they actually find her brothers. And they tell, initially there's some hostilities because they don't know who these guys are, and they convince them that they're part of the resistance, and they tell them that their sister was captured by the resistance and they believe she's dead. Ham joins them, and the five of them decide to raid the compound and sabotage the convention. Excuse me, burpee. Burpee with burpeson, sorry. Excuse me. So they want to destroy the entire plans for that particular new processing unit. So they do sneak in and then they plant bombs. However, Julie gets caught because she finds some humans who are still alive in some kind of a freezing unit, and it's not that cold, but it's cold enough that they can't actually run away from there. And however, she gets stuck inside, and she's almost killed by the chef. However, Mike comes to her aid, and then they escape. Once again, absolutely useless visitors. They could have shot a couple of them dead multiple times, but hey, And they do find the guys, the two brothers. They find their sister alive and well. She was in the freezing unit. They reunited and they all escape. However, Diana is the only one who's not killed because her soldiers come down from the mothership. There's something that needs her attention, so she actually is outside of the building when it explodes. And of course, our main villainess lives again and will come back and fight the resistance all over. So, thus ends episodes 4, 5, and 6. Like I said, one of my favorite episodes is that one. I especially like the fact of one of the, I think the younger of the two brothers, his emotional thing is when he talks to Julie. He's very upset because the day that his sister got captured, he was actually supposed to go and collect her, but he was delayed because of, I forgot the reason why he was, but delayed. But it was just like 10 minutes after that is when, I think she was in college or school at the time. So had he been there 10 minutes early, he would have gotten her out before the visitors swept that particular area. But she was waiting for him, and she was caught. So he's extremely emotional about that, thinking that because of him being delayed, his sister was caught and killed. However, happy reunion. The three siblings do get together at the end. So we'll catch up with the next three episodes pretty soon. I'll shoot that video in a little bit. Take care for now. Bye.